Disgaea 7 Vows of the Virtueless is an SRPG set in the hellish planet of Hinomoto, where civilization is transitioning from a once heralded era of gallant warriors to a new age of tyranny and persecution. Fuji and Perilika, two unexpected heroes, rise from the turmoil and begin on a risky adventure. The game has unique elements including jumboification, hell mode, item reincarnation, an improved auto-battle system, competitive online ranked fights, and over 40 character classes. The game promises to be more vast and fascinating than ever before. Behold the dramatic return of Langrisser I and II, where classic legends of good versus evil are revived in magnificent high-definition graphics, rearranged soundtrack, and improved gameplay. Immerse yourself in the renowned realm of strategic RPGs, complete with contemporary elements to provide an amazing gaming experience. Unleash the power of a masterfully crafted blade, reviving a classic saga. Enjoy retuned gameplay that adds a new, modern touch to these classic SRPGs. Venture the Alliance Alive HD Remastered with a fresh viewpoint. This engaging narrative of obstacles and successes now has improved visuals, a redesigned user interface, and new features. The planet has been ripped apart by an invasion of daemons from another realm. To reclaim what is rightly theirs, a varied collection of heroes will band together to launch a revolt, travel across several daemon-ruled countries, unleash your latent ability during fierce combat, and form alliances to establish a strong resistance against the hostile invasion.
Alright, let's do this!
Here I come!
Dranya the Dusk Witch and her apprentice Luca arrive in Refrain disguised as a traveling puppet show. The Well of Kamiwaza, which leads to a maze packed with treasures, monsters, traps, and deadly fog, is their aim. The sole person who investigated the Labyrinth lived to tell the tale, publishing his discoveries in a book called the Tractatus de Monstrum. Dranya conquers the Labyrinth with this information and her puppet army. Fast-paced battle, a large maze, and the chance to assemble an unbeatable army are all characteristics of the game.
Tractatus de Monstrum.
Spirits caught in anguish shells, poisonous manifestations that hinder them from finding peace after death. Poisonet, a determined soul, emerges as the soul's savior, beginning on a treacherous journey through numerous regions of suffering. Along the journey, she meets other Poisonets who have taken up the task of purifying the anguish shells. Poisonet must battle difficult foes to reach the celestial realm in the game, which combines fast-paced action with exploration. Yomawari The Long Night Collection is a terrifying horror and suspense game that immerses players in Yomawari's creepy environment. Yomawari Night Alone contains a young girl with distinct talents and stories, whereas Yomawari Midnight Shadows features two schoolgirls with unique abilities and storylines. To proceed through the tale, players must unearth dark mysteries and solve riddles. The rich sound design and hand-drawn visual style of the game add to the dread and anxiety. There are also several endings in the game, with players needing to survive the night. The protagonist of The Longest 5 Minutes, a man who has confronted evil, arrives at the Demon King's stronghold. He is resolved to fight the evil and reclaim his memories, but he is engulfed in darkness, leaving him befuddled. His memories have been taken by amnesia, leaving him with a sense of urgency and unfinished work. He starts on a desperate search for them before they are forever lost. As he progresses deeper into the perilous realm, he encounters a variety of allies and opponents, each with their own goals and secrets. Stranger of Sword City Revisited is an exciting role-playing game that transports players to a realm of gods and magic, where light, darkness, and neutrality are delicately balanced. The planet is destroyed after Oma defeats the Knights of the Round, humanity's last line of defense. A dead hero resurrects 100 years later, leading a new generation of heroes to defeat Oma's soldiers and bring light and hope back to the world. This upgraded version of the classic dungeon-crawling blockbuster includes an additional game called Saviors of Sapphire Wings. Money wields tremendous influence in a capitalist society. Use your cash to convince opponents, set traps, and unleash your fists against opposing troops. To restore your country, you must rise from modest origins and battle the Dragolone family to tip the scales. Employ smart battle techniques, bribes, or fatal traps. Recruit or buy devoted followers to increase your ranks while unlocking greater equipment and mastering over 70 distinct fighting methods. The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince is an enthralling story that appears to have been stolen from the pages of an intriguing ancient fairy tale. It tells the narrative of two souls who find consolation in each other's presence owing to a common misunderstanding. Players must fluidly swap between the shapes of a wolf and a princess to solve difficult puzzles and escape deadly traps in order to conquer numerous challenges and obstacles. Players may uncover shards of priceless memories by gathering flowers and petals while expertly navigating the scary and treacherous jungle.
My country is dying.
Return to the battlefield of Phenumia, where a besieged nation is on the verge of war. Witness the conflict through the eyes of Princess Cecile and Legatus Lendur, both with their own goals, one striving to restore her kingdom's previous splendor, the other attempting to build a new nation in its place. Fallen Legion rise to glory adds new artwork, exemplars, animals, opponents, and trials that were not included in the original editions by combining Fallen Legion Flames of Rebellion and Fallen Legion Sins of an Empire for the first time on a single console. An abandoned maintenance robot discovers a girl called Toriko on the verge of death in a planet tainted by deadly fungus. She is the last person left and is extremely vulnerable to the fatal circumstances of the outer world. To assure her survival, the robot and decommissioned AI Factoria I construct a terrarium for her. To help Toriko's health and the terrarium, the robot must journey into the wasteland to acquire supplies while facing vagrant machines and aberrant monsters. As they fight through dynamically generated stages in turn-based combat, players must carefully select their loadout. Rei, tormented by regret and previous sins, goes on a path to salvation via purgatory. She saves her sister and a group of 4 playable characters, each with their own special talents and tragic backstories. They establish an unexpected partnership, bound together by their quest for atonement and the necessity to confront their demons. Rei uses mighty guardians, ethereal entities who assist her in combat. She is dealing with both exterior and internal issues, and she seeks consolation in tears. Her conflicts teach her to let go of her agony and embrace her own power. You, a young girl with a desire of becoming a renowned hero, goes on an epic journey with the enigmatic Cruel King. They fight powerful opponents such as dragons and sorcerers, who each display their own strengths and limitations. Along the way, they discover horrific truths about the Dragon King's background, compelling them to confront their own past. These hardships teach them the true meaning of friendship, bravery, and the value of addressing one's history. The novel transports readers to a world of enchantment and wonder. Labyrinth of Galleria, the Moon Society, is an exciting adventure game in which players take on the role of traveling spirits, led by Madame Marta. They are armed with an army of puppets, each with their own set of talents and characteristics, and set out to explore a secret underground labyrinth teeming with mystical monsters and ancient relics. With 50 hours of adventure, the game provides an immersive experience that allows players to gather a wide cast of allies and harness their distinct qualities to build strong coalitions and unleash destructive skills. Clockney is a fascinating hamlet where time stops and menacing devices threaten tranquility. Sherry, Pagreo, and Isaac go on a voyage across time to discover the truth behind these strange events. They meet quirky personalities, such as fortune tellers and innovators, who each hold a piece of the puzzle that will disclose the town's unusual events. As time runs out and the threat of hostile robots intensifies, they must race against the clock to uncover the mysteries of Clockney before it's too late. The adventure teaches children the importance of friendship and courage in the face of hardship. The action-adventure RPG Lapis Labyrinth requires players to negotiate a labyrinth filled with creatures and deadly traps in order to collect huge riches. Players may stack up to 4 characters to unleash powerful strikes or coordinate attacks, and can pick from 8 character classes ranging from Destroyer to Hunter. Fever Mode, which is enabled by beating many foes, allows players to amass cash and points. With over 100 distinct monsters in the labyrinth, players must brace themselves for difficult opponents and dangerous beasts in order to complete their quest. The unsettling horror saga returns with a new story set in an eerily similar world. The spooky oral design and dimly lit locales set the stage for horrible apparitions. Players may customize their character's appearance by changing their hairdo, hair color, clothing, and accessories. They must use a flashlight to discover buried facts and phantoms, listen to their heartbeat to detect spirits, and apply a novel method to avoid evil stares by closing their eyes. This new version provides a unique experience for both new and returning fans. Mad Rat Dead is a platformer action game in which players must pump a rat's heart in rhythm with music to keep it alive. Players progress through stages by matching their inputs to addictive songs. A sound test tool allows users to practice their inputs and become acquainted with levels. As players continue, they may unlock new music tracks and combine them with replayable stages of increasing difficulty levels. The game has a rewind button, allowing for limitless attempts to earn the maximum score. Visually, it mixes cartoon pictures with a punk aesthetic. In this action-packed RPG, you command a floating castle and lead warriors into battle in a world plagued with miasma. The exemplars, weapons capable of morphing into sentient warriors, call the castle home. Lucian, a charismatic leader, finds an ancient tome that reveals the existence of these weapons. He and a revenant named Rowena establish an alliance to defeat Welkin's oppressive master. You play as the Master of Destiny, determining the fate of individuals through speech.
Messes with their heads, so there's no way to know how
The Shin MIKADO Academy has been converted into a fight between darkness and light, with the protagonist faced with the hard job of overcoming their own demons as well as the perils that surround them. Using its insidious tentacles, the sinister mist may drive people insane by distorting their senses and converting their worries into terrifying realities. To save their loved ones, the protagonist must strengthen their self-esteem and overcome the demons that torment them. Contracts established by pact bearers who have become receptacles of corruption.
My ego dictates that I do what I think is...
During the Edo era, an ambitious thief sets out on a quest to steal from the affluent and spread the gains among the poor. However, his initial effort fails when he and his master, Inosuke, see their companions murder innocent citizens. Disillusioned, they escape with Suzuna, a young girl who has lost everything. Ibizo, resolute about his desire to live a fulfilled life, devotes himself to raising her as his own daughter. Caught in a moral quandary, he returns to MIKADO, promising to steal exclusively for the less fortunate. Void Terrarium II, the second entry in the series, transports players to a decaying environment populated with toxic mushrooms. Toriko, a little girl, is the last survivor of mankind, supported by Robbie, her robot friend. She is suffering from another life-threatening disease. The game includes weapon mastery, surprise bonuses, customizable partners, and terrarium maintenance. To save Toriko from certain death, players must travel underground corridors, collect materials, and create necessary tools. Shadow Corridor is a one-of-a-kind survival horror game based in genuine Japanese surroundings, in which players must negotiate creepy halls and poorly lighted chambers to avoid terrible spirits haunting the cursed No Mask. With randomly generated terrain and a variety of goods to find, each game will present a new challenge. The tension rises as the demonic spirits get stronger and more aggressive. The game's purpose is to discover the mysteries of the cursed No Mask and break the ancient curse that connects it to the haunted location, or to succumb to the darkness that threatens to swallow players. Prepare to be blown away by the exciting blend of Raiden III and MIKADO MANIAX. This exhilarating partnership elevates the iconic arcade shoot-'em-up franchise to new heights of excitement. With the option to personalize your gaming experience, you can choose your favorite music to accompany the heart-pounding action, choose magnificent backgrounds to create an immersive ambiance, and select your chosen game mode for a bespoke challenge. Prepare for an adrenaline-pumping airborne journey that will have you on the edge of your seat. Spirit Hunter's Infinite Horde is a thrilling roguelite action game in which players battle unrelenting demons with distinct powers and passive attacks. The game has 8 unique characters, each with their own passive skills, as well as a thorough advancement system and a full record of achievements. Players may select from 14 base skills with 2 modifications, take on 9 distinct maps with 3 degrees of difficulty, acquire over 20 pets with special powers, beat over 200 enemy varieties, and test themselves in the optional hardcore mode with permadeath. Thanks everyone for watching. If you liked any one of these games, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Hope to see you on the next one. And stay awesome!
From the